So I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't planning on making a video today. I was out running around doing errands, and then all of a sudden I got a bunch of notifications on my phone, and it turns out that Call of Duty just put out a trailer for Season 3. But it's a different trailer than we normally get. Here, watch it, and then we'll go through it and cover everything that you may have missed throughout this trailer. So here's the trailer.
We've got a situation. Chemical weapons are now in the wild.
I'm eyes on.
Mr. Z still remains at large. His weapons are locked and loaded in terrorist hands all over Verdansk.
Together, as Armistice, this is our first direct action against Z's army.
Let's move. Price, something's wrong in Verdansk. They're targeting their own.
Zakhaev's plan is working. It's bloody chaos.
What do you suggest?
A business trip.
How's your team?
Some old comrades.
I've got a fire team inbound onto your position.
They better be good.
They are.
Bravo 6. Going dark.
So the title of this trailer is not called Season 4 trailer, Season 4 teaser, or anything like that. This trailer is specifically called Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the story so far. And as it turns out, I actually just recently made a story video almost exactly like this one, explaining the entire story of Warzone. In my opinion, mine's actually a little bit better because it actually explains what's going on, but this trailer is essentially doing the exact same thing with less explanation and a smaller amount of time and just showing you the cutscenes. And that is pretty much all this entire trailer is actually doing until the very end of the trailer.
I've got a fire team inbound onto your position.
They better be good.
They are.
Bravo 6. Going dark.
So there is actually a lot more information in the last 5 seconds of that trailer than there are in the other 55 seconds of that trailer. So literally for most of this video, we are just going to be breaking down those 5 seconds because that is the most important part. So first of all, to understand the very ending of this, we first have to break down the Season 2 and Season 3 trailers just a little bit. At the very end of the Season 2 trailer, Ghost says that soldiers are fighting each other in Armistice, and we need soldiers that we can trust. In Season 3, Captain Price then sends Ghost soldiers he can trust, like Alex. But apparently that's not good enough because, as we know, in Season 3, Armistice has fallen. So when Captain Price says that he's sending soldiers he can trust, in Season 4, he is sending the big guns. And of course, when I say big guns, I mean Captain Price, but it's not just Captain Price that is being added in Season 4. Over his left shoulder, you can actually see that Kyle Garrick, aka Gaz, as we find out at the end of the single-player campaign, is also going to be coming with Season 4, which really surprised me because I thought they'd almost give Gaz his own season, but as it turns out, Season 4 is going to have these two main characters be brought as operators into Armistice and probably into the Coalition division. Now, there is more that we can get out of that scene, but just give me a second, because looking at this trailer and the fact that they put out a trailer called The Story So Far tells me that in Season 4, the story of Modern Warfare is going to progress in a big way. And as you know, the story of Call of Duty is kind of my specialty. It is my favorite thing to make videos on. We go in depth in individual characters' backstories, into individual games' backstories. So you better believe that once Season 4 comes out, we will be diving more and more into the story of Modern Warfare. So I was looking at my analytics, and it looks like only 16% of people who normally watch my videos are actually subscribed. So if you enjoy this story kind of stuff and want to stay up to date on it, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you have notifications on, and you'll be able to stay up to date on everything as this Modern Warfare story progresses. Now, back to the scene that I was talking about before. So if you have a keen eye, you may have noticed that there are two new weapons in this image here. Starting off with the weapon that Captain Price is holding, this one's a little bit more mysterious because you can't really get a look at the full weapon. There are two rumors as to what this weapon could actually be. The first of which is that the weapon that he's holding here is actually the AK-12. We've seen this in some Infinity Ward games before, so it would make sense to see it in another Infinity Ward game, being Modern Warfare. The second theory as to what this weapon could actually be is the Galil. This is, I believe, the weapon that we saw in the original teaser for Season 4, where you see it in the little computer screen. I believe this is that same weapon, and as we can now see, Captain Price is holding it in this image here. Now, there is kind of like a newer version of the Galil called the IWI Ace, and this is basically a combination between an AK-47 and Galil, and this basically looks like the exact weapon that Price is holding here. So maybe that's what we are seeing here. We'll have to wait and see. Now, we do have a second weapon in this image that you may have missed. This time, Gaz is holding it, or Kyle Garrick, and as you can see, this is very clearly the Vector. This was the weapon that was rumored to be coming out with Season 4, and here it is. And there's been tons of assets found within the game files for this weapon. Apparently, it's not going to be called the Vector, but rather the Fennec, which is kind of a weird name. It might just be a code name. We'll have to wait and see. But this one's relatively straightforward. It's just a Chris Vector. From all the game files, it looks like they're going to have a very large suppressor, similar to the Colossus suppressor for the Odin. So it's going to be interesting to see how this weapon plays, but in pretty much every previous game that the Vector's been in, it's been one of my favorite weapons, so I'm looking forward to giving this baby a try. So after this, there's two more things that you need to see in this trailer. The first of which is in the title screen for Season 4. We see that the title character is none other than Captain Price. No surprise there. On top of that, it has the release date of June the 3rd, which is actually one day after that we thought this would be coming out. It's probably because the update is going to come out in the middle of the night on the 2nd, so no real surprise there, but June the 3rd is the official launch date of this. But there is also something in this little scene here that you may have missed. If you actually zoom in on the Season 4 banner, there's actually an image of a map in it. Now, it's kind of hard to see because it's all split up, but you can definitely make out a map that was originally in Modern Warfare 2, and if you haven't figured it out yet, it is Scrapyard. And this is absolutely no surprise. Scrapyard is already in Boneyard. It's already in the Warzone map, so no surprise at all. It looks like it's coming as a 6v6 or 10v10 map within multiplayer, which I love to see because it was one of my favorite maps in Modern Warfare 2. Now, based off of all of this information, this also means most of the leaks that we have read are also true, and we can speculate some other things that are going to be coming in Season 4 as well. So what these leaks are first of all a new sniper rifle. I know a lot of people have been asking for a new sniper rifle, but this one is called the XM109, or in-game is going to be called the Rytech AMR, or anti-material rifle, and this one is just basically a giant sniper rifle, kind of like a 50 cal that we've seen in previous Infinity Ward games. My guess is, based off of the assets that are currently in the game, this gun will probably be coming mid-Season 4, not in Season 5, but at least that means we're getting a sniper rifle relatively soon. The other thing is leaked maps, so this includes 5 different multiplayer maps and 4 different gunfight maps. The list of multiplayer maps includes, of course, Scrapyard. That's how we know this leak is kind of right. On top of that, Broadcast, which we already know is in Warzone, so I could definitely see them bringing that to multiplayer. On top of that, Garden, Oil Rig, and Harbor. It's unclear at this point if any of these are actually going to be ground war maps, but I'm guessing that at least one of them is. And then on top of that, for gunfight maps, we have Drainage, Townhouse, which I'm guessing is the townhouse from the single player mission, Clean House, which is going to be a sweet map, and on top of that, Train and Trench. And then the final thing is another operator. So we know that Gaz and Price are coming in Season 4, but Farah is also in the operators list in the game code. Now, I'm guessing Farah isn't going to come out in Season 4, definitely not at the launch of Season 4, but this probably means at some point, whether that be Season 5 or midway through Season 4, Farah will be one of the new operators. And at this point, this is basically everything that we know. This is the Season 4 first teaser that we've really seen so far to give us some final evidence of Price, Gaz, the Vector, and Galil all coming to the game. And on top of that, it looks like Scrapyard as well has been confirmed. But I'm sure later this week or possibly on the weekend, we get more information about Season 4. So as I said before, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so. It's the best way to stay up to date on everything Modern Warfare. Also, if you enjoyed the video, it's appreciated if you hit that like button. And that's pretty much all I got for you. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I hope you enjoyed the video. And until next time,
Going dark.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I want